So, hey Scorpio, my name is Chris, and this is your beautiful reading for kind of mid-January to mid-February, kind of. Let's just see how this is going. And I'm doing something totally different. I'm not doing the Celtic cross. I'm just dealing some cards, and I'm going to see what comes up. The Four of Swords and the Hierophant. So you learned some spiritual lesson, and you learned it through calming your mind, to taking charge of your mind, not being swept away by overthinking, not being swept away by dark imaginings, right? No, you cultivated your mind, and you are still doing it, but now you're doing it as a high priestess or high priest. The Hierophant, basically. Let's just see what else comes up. Justice and the Star card. Beautiful energies. This is a role or a new way of seeing yourself, I would say. You totally deserve this. You wanted this. Maybe you didn't know what you were getting into when you started the whole process, but Hierophant, Justice, Star card, looks pretty good so far. King of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, so you got everything you need. You are in charge of your fire energy. You're not swept away by desires, sexuality, anger, rage, frustration, everything that sparks your fire, everything that sparks your passion. Could be sexual, could be emotional, right? You're in charge of this. Nobody can trick you, nobody can play you through low frequency energy, nobody can get your energy, hijack your energy by bringing you into guilt, fear, shame, something like that. You got it all, right? And then there's some big fat ending and a celebration. That's 8, 9, and 10. Low-hanging fruits, something to harvest, something to finish. And then there's this ending that is kind of a celebration and a new beginning. There's the Fool card at the bottom of the deck. Underneath the Fool card, there's the Empress, right? Beautiful, beautiful energies. Let's just do some clarifiers. King of Cups with the Four of Swords. I love this. The Ace of Swords with the Hierophant. A new transformed consciousness, right? And it's not just transformed by chance, you worked for this, you cultivated this. That is this a longer process, right? You're not just becoming the Hierophant with the Ace of Swords, right? That's just, and there's justice. And you might not really believe in it, right? There's this Four of Swords, Four of Cups energy where you think, really, justice? Can I trust this? Yes, you can. You're stepping into a new role. Strength card with the King of Wands. There's the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Your work situation might change radically, and it's a fantastic celebration here with the Three of Cups, right? Good people celebrating, right? Yeah. There's the low-hanging fruit. There's the Nine of Pentacles clarified by the Ten of Swords. So you have to finish something. You have to bring in the harvest. And the moment you bring in the harvest, a big chapter, work-related, is ending, which is a good thing. There's the Ace of Cups. Justice again in the clarifier deck. So what you do is you're finishing that, whatever that is for you. Low-hanging fruits, the harvest is ready. You just have to pick the damn grapes and get them into the basket and carry them home. That's all, right? You don't need to plant the seeds. You don't need to take care of the little plants. You don't need to, you know, it's all done. It's all done. You just have to finish the damn thing. Low-hanging fruits, you know how to do it. It's made me, you're not enthusiastic about it because you're in this energy of the Page of Wands where you actually, you want to move on and you want to close this chapter. By all means, close it. There is something that needs to be done. Low-hanging fruit, you know exactly what it is. Do it and be done with it. 2 times the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords here clarified by the 8 of Swords. So the way you're working is going to transform. That's a good thing. One big thing to do in the old chapter, then you're moving on from it. And you're kind of transforming this into the Hierophant, in a transformed consciousness. That's what you wanted. There's the Justice card 2 times actually in the Clarifier deck as well. You got you got the Ace of Cups, you got the Ace of Swords, sorry, and the Ace of Pentacles. Fantastic potential in your transformed consciousness. True meditation, true breath work, you know, breathe in 5 seconds, for example, and then you breathe out 10 seconds. Very, very important to ground yourself. That's a practice, a daily practice, right? I feel like you already did that, whatever you did, but it's meditation, breath work, yoga, fitness, sports. I don't know, whatever you do it's kind of your spiritual work. Keep doing that. You brought it to some sort of mastership here. The universe is seeing that, is recognizing that, bringing in all this potential for wealth, abundance, and prosperity. That's what you wanted. Make the best of it. Give it energy. But before you can really go into this new beginning, into this new chapter, that's the Empress, right? The new beginning and the Empress. Pretty powerful, pretty beautiful. But there's, as I said, one last thing to do before the old chapter ends. And then it's effing over. Thank God for that. There is eternity. Number 44. Well, let's just see what this is all about. I haven't had this much often. The immortal present. This life that projects you forward is also the eternal life that folds back within itself endlessly, time and time again. Your life unfolds within itself in an endless cycle. The future is inside you, waiting to appear. It lives alongside this present moment. You will never have more or less than the present. All you are, all you have ever been, and all you ever will be is already here. It exists within you. This card reminds you to focus on the present, for here there is everything. The magic of creation is now. So I feel like you're doing it, and I totally see this new beginning here in abundance. Beautiful energy. Wait a minute, I have to... yeah, I'm wearing shorts, but I'm wearing whatever. So there's this new beginning, okay? One last thing to do in the last chapter, then you're moving on. Then you're moving finally in this Hierophant role, which is kind of made for you, right? You got everything you need to be super successful. You got the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, so wealth, abundance, and prosperity. You got the Ace of Pentacles here. Just a little reminder not to get carried away by your passion too much. Don't fight windmills. Don't fight the lion. Don't fight. That's the Strength card here. Don't make it about conflict, make it about healing. You can't change the world, you can't transform. Whatever you dislike, you have to concentrate on building the new system, not fighting the old system. That's very important. And then it ends. And it's a celebration. Whether you see it that way, that's work-related, right? Or not. Okay, let's just do one animal oracle card. And then my voice is totally, I don't know, can't make this too long. Buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. So what I get here is a transition, and that's the number 10, that's completion, right? Buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. So trust that. There's a new beginning here, there's an ending, there's one last task that you have to do, and you know exactly what it is, and you're not exactly enthusiastic about it because there's the page of wands ready to move on and just be done with it. You have to finish it, right? And bring in the harvest, low-hanging fruit, you know exactly what to do. And then there's a big fat ending, and you're celebrating this. Right? So many people are celebrating this. Good energies, 3 of Cups energies. You're already in the new chapter then. You got everything you need to be super successful. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Don't get carried away by your passion, right? There's fire. There is, you know your fire, right? Take care of your fire. Keep it in check. You're the King of Wands, clarified by the Strength card. So you're not fighting the old system, you're building a new system. You're not carried away by strong emotions or passions. You're in charge of that. King of Wands, Strength card. There's emotional mastership here, absolutely. There's the Hierophant, the transformed consciousness. There's justice. And the Star card. And then there's Buffalo Spirit. 10, number 10, which is completion. The abundant universe will provide. Buffalo Spirit comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude and the extraordinary potential available to you when you adopt a mindset of abundance. So the ancient people of the Americas saw the buffalo as a symbol of abundance because the herds roamed far and wide and provided so many gifts. The meat, the hide, the bones. The tribes who hunted the buffalo used every bit of them, wasting nothing, appreciative of the abundance. So too, do you have many gifts available to you? So too, do you have many gifts available to you? Okay. Buffalo Spirit appears to let you know that you are in a powerful time to manifest your desires, not by force, not by pushing, but rather by following a natural path that rises up before you. Trusting that there's always plenty to go around. Trusting that there's always plenty to go around. In this transition, just trust. The abundant universe will provide. That's the big message here. There's always plenty to go around. Whether it is love, money, inspiration, or support, it's all there for you to claim. When you are grateful, you immediately align yourself with the truth that the world is rich and teeming with resources. There's always more than enough, and you are always enough. Yeah, it's a new beginning. And maybe you have a hard time letting go of the old circle. Maybe there's a little procrastination here. Low-hanging fruits, just get it done, be done with it, and then embrace whatever is coming. That's all I got, and I hope it resonates with you. If it does, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it, and hopefully see you next time. Now, Bidaya. Ciao.